See if that helped anything.
That was a little better. Yeah. Talk some more.
Yeah, I'm not the one to stay quiet, so I will
Much
be talking
better.
more.
Much better.
Yeah, then it was the connection probably.
Yeah. Yeah. Mine gets squirrely sometimes in the afternoon around 3 o'clock or so. I don't know whether everybody in the neighborhood comes home and it's pulling bandwidth. I don't know what it is, but for some reason in the late afternoon, I get a problem sometimes. Anyway, I'm glad you got in and you sound better. Carry on.
I'm glad you helped. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I'm just holding space for female entrepreneurs so we can talk, see what's happening, what's life like in business, and help each other out when we're able to. And I also pull a tarot card now and then if someone has a question. I'm glad it worked, Michelle. But it's not just me. I'm on PC otherwise, on a Windows 8 laptop. But I think the part of the issue is that I'm stuck on mobile internet right now. Even though it's 4G, it's still a bit unreliable at times. So that's because my husband's gaming and I'm I'm banned from using the bandwidth because I use so much.
Tell him he needs to get his priorities straight.
Well, I have the whole day to use bandwidth, so I usually do it then. But that's the problem, see, because most of my followers and the people I talk to a lot, they're not even awake when it's the middle of the day for me.
Where are you?
I'm in Norway.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm 9 hours ahead of California.
2 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's 11 p.m. there.
Yep, 11:16.
Oh my gosh.
I can't really do this any later. That would sort of take all of my Friday night and keep me rather late. I like hanging out with people, especially like-minded people.
That's even better. Yeah.
The strong and open female entrepreneur who doesn't have a problem talking about herself.
Oh, I know, Michelle. It's awful.
Oh,
it's a business thing. We both work for the same direct sales company, and they've recently changed and upgraded to a brand new software system in the back office portion. Yeah. And it's just wreaked havoc with customers and ambassadors alike to the point where I probably lost about half of my team.
Well, it usually does wreak havoc when you switch things like that without a smooth transition.
Well, I didn't understand why they couldn't roll it out to 100 people, get all the bugs worked out, and then roll it out to the other 390,000 of us. Nope, they have to do the whole flip the switch. And
that's best practice is, first of all, test it in an isolated environment without testing it on people who actually use it. Then you test on a tiny group, then you test on a slightly larger group, and then...
Yeah, we asked that question because it seems so logical to us, and their answer was they couldn't, that they needed to test it by volume. And I was like, thanks, hope you can rebuild after this.
Yeah, and I worked computer support and server maintenance for 8 years. I know what's best practice, and it sort of drives me nuts when people don't.
It's just, you fix one thing over here and 3 things over here go bad. You go flip that switch and 5 other things go wrong. So for every one, it's like 1 step forward and 3 steps back.
Yeah.
And this has been going on for over a month.
And sometimes the things you did first make something go wrong far into the future. Then you didn't remember what it was that caused that.
Yeah. I mean, I realize that, and they're a pretty smart group of people, but I realize you can't anticipate every single, malady, but oh my gosh, it's just been awful. And you would think they would have some remote customer service going on.
Yeah.
Calls are having to wait over an hour. People don't have an hour to wait on hold.
No. They don't. Usually when you do some kind of upgrade, you should put in some extra people on customer service because it's going to happen.
Yeah, it made perfect sense to me. But I even had one customer tell me yesterday she got a recording that says, we're not taking calls right now. We're talking about $300 million company.
Yeah, that's.
I
Excuse me for saying it, but it's stupid.
Yeah. If I can see it and you can see it and Michelle can see it, why can't they see it? They're a bright group of people.
They don't want to see it.
I think they just keep thinking, they're keep drinking that Kool-Aid or whatever. I don't know what the hell it is. But it's driving me and Michelle nuts.
Probably more too.
I didn't come in here to complain. I came in here for happy hour.
Some fun and talk.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Welcome, Rita. And hello. I forgot to say something to you. I saw you said hello. And thanks for the tweet, Michelle. Sometimes we have to vent about things like that. It happens to everyone.
Yep, it does.
Sometimes your website crashes and you have to copy and paste 1,600 pages. Been there, done that.
OMG.
Not now. It was a couple of years ago, but I was pretty annoyed, to put it mildly.
Yeah, that's a minor setback, as they say.
Yeah, sort of a 3-week setback.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have my deck of cards. If anyone wants to ask any questions, either just for fun or...
Can we ask about business?
Yeah, that's sort of the point.
Where do you see, is it individual, like me personally?
Yeah, individual or larger.
Where do you see me with this company going forward as far as being able to kind of rebuild my team and start earning some more money, monetizing Blab, things of that nature?
Well, we'll see what comes up. And then we have financial future from Michelle. I'll show you the card. If you get it.
I don't know anything about tarot cards.
That's sort of, you see this guy walking with his back towards you. It's the 8 of Cups. I don't know if it's actually about this company, but you seem to be leaving a situation that doesn't work for you anymore.
Ah.
So it's more follow your dream, and then where that takes you, we don't know, but it might have you leaving something that doesn't work.
Interesting. My thoughts exactly.
Yeah. Michelle, did you mean that for your own self, or was it just a clarification of Jackie's question?
You want to jump in, Michelle?
Feel free to sit in. The more the merrier. And it's a lot easier than writing.
Sometimes she has her grandson there, and he's a busy little guy, so sometimes she can't jump on.
I have a dog right next to me that's a very busy little guy, and he might end up here.
Speaking of dogs,
I'm making too much noise. Okay. I think it's interesting to see the combination of tarot and business, because I haven't seen anyone else do it. It seems like everyone else is focusing on love readings and stuff like that. I don't like those. I think they're boring.
My love life is fine. I don't need to mess with that.
Well, the card I got for you, Michelle, was the 5 of Cups. Even more emotions here. Even more cups. It sort of has two sides to it. It has the letting go of something that doesn't work, and it has crying over spilt milk. So it's whatever fits you. I can't say because I don't know you well enough. It has a woman crying over spilt cups on the ground. So it can be having problems letting go of something, but it can also be the crying over something that isn't that bad.
Interesting. Hi, Jack and Lucy. Thanks for coming.
Yes. Thanks for coming.
Let Linda know if you have a question.
Yeah. Or just talk about anything that has anything to do with the subject. Either tarot or being a female entrepreneur. Not that Jack might have that much to say about being a female entrepreneur, but he might know one. You see what you were talking about. Yeah. They were just holding space to talk about anything related to running a business and pulling a card or two in the meantime. English pronunciation. I don't know if a Swedish person living in Norway is the best way to learn English pronunciation. Especially since I've been influenced by the American people I talk to.
Yeah. I can't type the word like today. I must be dyslexic. That's about the third time I've dyslexied it.
Yeah, but you know what? It happens a lot to me too, because I write so fast. I hit two keys at the same time, and they end up in the wrong order.
I've done that with the word just, J-U-S-T.
Yeah.
Been J-S-U-T for years, and to the point where my sister doesn't even bother to correct me anymore. She just, if she sees that word in type anywhere, she knows I did it.
Yeah.
That's how bad I am at it. I don't even correct it anymore because I do it so much. It's just where my fingers go. Winona's here.
Welcome, Winona.
Haven't seen you in
a lot
a
of
few
people
days.
showing up that I haven't met before, but it's cool. It's a lot of
She's
fun.
lovely. You would love her.
Probably. Possibility seeker sounds a lot like
everybody
me
does. If these are female entrepreneurs, I want to know what they do. I know what Michelle does. I forget what.
Yeah, I'd like to know what they do too. Maybe I should say what I do.
Yeah, tell us what you do.
Well, I'm what you call a multi-passionate, and I haven't been able to focus on just one area, but I do refocus seasonally. But I'm an artist, creative coach. I work with idea development, and I also do these tarot readings and amulets. So for the season, the focus is ideas and tarot, because that people are a little bit too busy to go into any kind of life coaching right now.
Really? You think when they're busy, that would be the best time to go?
Yeah, but people are gearing up to the holiday season, and they think they're too busy to do it. So they won't bite.
Do you think people should make career decisions this late in the year?
Why not? You can make them at any time of year.
Really?
Regardless of what situation you're in, if you had enough of a situation, like if you hate your job, there's really no point in waiting a couple of more months. If you have some way to support yourself over the holidays.
I was going to say, if you're not living paycheck to paycheck. Lucy, what do you do? I know you're a doer and a dreamer, it said, if I remember correctly. A wife, a mom, and an advisor.
Here she comes.
Oh, good.
It's always nice to talk to people and see people. Hi, Lucy.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing quite well.
Your tags on women entrepreneurship, it was kind of what led me in. So I was just kind of curious what you guys were talking about. So I didn't feel like typing all that stuff in the chat. So
it's a lot easier to just talk.
Jump in. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I've spent 20 plus years in the national selling space in financial services. So trying to blend passion to, obligation. So just trying to find that pathway and that connection intersection point. So I've dabbled in publishing, have launched a couple magazines, have a not-for-profit that's part of my profile, my Girl Power project. So just hyper-focusing on girls and trying to get participation rates in the sports, art, science, and health that we believe will impact gender disparity rates in the public.
I think it helps. Anything helps where you're able to support them at an age where they're impressionable before someone says how they're supposed to live their lives.
Yeah, that's right. And kind of hit the middle school, that middle school, the 14-year-old.
Yeah. When they're at the breaking point between.
Yeah. They're dipping their confidence.
Yeah, 14-year-old girls are tough.
Yeah.
What do you
do? What do you do tarot reading wise?
Tarot reading wise, I do them for female entrepreneurs.
I've never had a tarot reading. What's that entail?
Tarot is a tool for your intuition, so it's more an interpretation of pictures and symbols, and paired with the intuitive hit from the person asking the question. So it's just a deck of cards.
No, my mother was Filipino, and I do remember growing up that she would always take her friends in the back bedroom, and they would do these interesting readings with these cards that had, symbols and signs. I never really thought much about it until seeing tarot and saying, I think that looks familiar.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. So
yeah. I think
I don't know.
I've seen that. I don't think there are many others who support female entrepreneurs in the intuitive way. So I sort of, okay, I can do that because I like hanging out with them.
So what do? Just live? You ask questions and then you do a reading here, or do you do it offline? And
I do one-card readings here, but for the larger ones, I prefer to have time to think because I usually talk before I think. For the larger ones, it's usually email-based.
On a tarot card reading, though, there's always more than one card?
It's not always more, but for the Friday happy hour, it's just one.
Okay.
And I might pull a free card for someone on Facebook, but when it comes to the larger ones, the Fast Clarity reading is 3 cards, and then the Business Compass is however many cards I think it needs.
Oh, okay.
Depending on the question, it might be 5, 7, 9.
Oh, I just assumed it was one card, and I've never had one either, so that's interesting.
Yeah. When you do the larger ones, you can also look at which card is next to the other one. So one situation is influencing another.
And you guys are co-hosting this together?
No,
I'm hosting, but she said I should add her as a co-host. So if I need to refresh, someone is here, so it doesn't go missing.
When she first came in, her sound was really bad, and she needed to refresh. And if she went out, we'd have lost the Blab. So I jumped in.
And Jackie, you're a wellness ambassador? Is that kind of your entrepreneurial claim?
It is. I'm retired, semi-retired, and I work for a health and wellness supplement company that I'm really passionate about their products because they helped me so much when I was having a lot of digestive issues. And I've been with them almost 2 years. So really good company, nice people.
I just wanted to pop on and just say hi really quickly. And not ignore you and not type.
Glad you did.
Happy hour. And I'll see you guys around Blab.
Where are you at, Lucy? Where do you live?
I'm in Tucson,
Arizona. One of my favorite places.
Oh, that's good to hear. I'm always defending Tucson.
Oh, I shouldn't say one of my favorite places. Arizona is one of my favorite places. I live in San Diego area.
Oh, okay.
So I'm over.
Where are you based out of, Linda?
I am in Norway.
She's in.
Oh, you're in Norway. Oh, interesting. Yeah, Norway is always registering up as gender friendly and high content ratios and
very
high quality of life.
Accepting of people's differences. Like me, my spiritual path has been a witch since 1994. I live in a very Christian community, one of the few communities where the church is full on Sunday, but they still accept who I am.
Well, it's nice to meet you guys, and we'll see you around. Okay, take care.
Yeah. Bye. Well, they usually show up close to the end. When I sort of have 10 minutes left, then the people start showing up. But it's probably because of what the time is over in the States, where most of my followers are. It's sort of dinner time or ending work time.
It is almost happy hour time here, so that's probably where they are. Or they're fighting Friday night traffic trying to get home.
Trying to get home, trying to make dinner, things like that.
It's about 3:00 California time, so that's about dinner time everywhere else. So
yeah, it wouldn't be possible for me to do this during the day because then it's sort of 4 to 8 a.m. I don't think people will show up on Blab at that hour either.
That's your alarm and get up at 3 a.m. Yeah. All right, sweetie, I'm going to let you go. It was a pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much.
It was a pleasure meeting you too.
Yeah. Thank you for the reading, by the way. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure. Hi, Mike. Thanks for joining. I see you're medium. What kind of medium are you? You're clairvoyant, clairaudient, or something else? Or are you a tarot reader? Elsie, welcome. So feel free to ask a question if you have a question for the cards. Otherwise, we'll just hang out and talk about being in business. Mike says, I connect with spirit, also do psychic readings, and an intuitive counselor, also a Reiki 2 practitioner. Yeah. Personally, I don't have the ability, but I have several friends who do. So I have some understanding of it, even though I can't do it myself. It's a really interesting field. Yeah, everyone can develop it, but I haven't had the time and the energy to go into it. I have a disability from chronic pain, so it's sort of the time I do have, I need to be resting. I can't be focusing on developing abilities. Running a business also takes a lot of time and work, so it ends up on the back burner if you're trying to do that. So I'm just minimizing my to-do list. But I have been practicing as a witch since '94. So I've had a lot of insight into the more esoteric part of life. Welcome, Win Charles. No, I'm not Wiccan. I'm actually heathen. My path is more connected to the Scandinavian way than the English or Celtic.
Yeah.
There you are.
And that what you're reading off my Twitter profile is actually in one of my teen novels. So
Yeah.
really, I wish I did. I don't have a jewelry line myself per se, but that is one of in one of my teen novels, and I'm actually a writer, and so I do fiction and I do nonfiction. My first book out was actually nonfiction. It was actually a story, I Come a Win, which can be found on Amazon and on Amazon Kindle and iBooks and everywhere. So basically, I wrote a journey of my life, and then I quickly discovered that there was no books geared towards teens from the standpoint of being disabled. And
No, there
so,
are very little.
so I wrote one, and it's semi taken off. I wish I could sell more copies of it, but because I'm self-published, I am under the auspices of Amazon Create Space, and it's very interesting because you mentioned you were heathen. I am a version of Catholic.
Yeah.
And so it's very interesting. And so where are you based? I'm based in Aspen, Colorado.
I am in Norway. I was born and raised in Sweden, but
Really?
I'm in Norway now. Yeah.
How cool is that?
Yeah, it's very cool. I love that we can talk with people all over the world.
That is dead cool. And so I love the new Blab, and what I was trying to do is I host a podcast, and any interviewers in this room who's welcome on my podcast, primarily solo women entrepreneurs. I try to share my story and share their story as well. And it's been a very interesting process of doing that and using my disability as a teaching platform.
Yeah, I've been talking about disability and doing what you want anyway on my blog before, so I'd love to have you on the blog.
Well, that would, that would be an honor.
Because it's I have chronic joint issues myself, and I don't have the same issues, but we all have some, and we try
Yes,
to
we do.
overcome them to do what we love
We
anyway.
definitely do. We definitely do. And so I was blessed enough to do my first official interview on Blab as of today with the KK Harris show, and that's what I just came off of doing, and she's based out of London. So you should probably check it out, and she does a phenomenal job. Another one on here is Melissa of 10 Minutes in Tinseltown, and she's based in Los Angeles, California. And another one soon to be on here also on iTunes is going to be me, Wins Women of Wisdom, because I've figured between Blab and Skype that would make it cool. So
yeah, and you can also reuse what you do on Blab on your
Yeah.
podcast
yeah,
because
exactly.
you can strip the audio.
Exactly. Strip
Yeah.
the audio.
Mm.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I really enjoy seeing women stand up and show that you can have a very good life, regardless of your challenges. So it's great that you came on.
Exactly. Exactly. And I noticed you do tell, correct me if I'm wrong, is it tailcons or talcons, or how do you pronounce what you actually do?
I do tarot card readings.
Tailcon readings.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm offering free one-card readings on the Friday happy hour because I just want to help people. And then I have bigger readings that are paid for on my website.
So is that your full-time profession, or is that?
My full-time profession officially is disabled. So I'm on disability. But my business is very varied. I have art, I have creative coaching, idea development, and tarot and rune readings on the side with some amulets.
Lovely. So if you don't mind me asking, now that you've said your employment is being disabled, if you don't mind me asking, you said you have chronic joint issues. Were they at childhood or what?
They developed over time. I'm born hypermobile. So there's some damage over time.
What does hypermobile mean?
I can move more than I should.
Oh my. Okay.
So I've had stabilization surgery on both shoulders.
Move more than you should. I love it. I love it. Well, as I said, I host a podcast, and I am actually looking for interviewers in the new year. So if you would like to come on, and we can do it via Blab, and we can talk about your story and also throw in card readings and talk about your art, and maybe throw in card readings for anyone that wants to. And so
that would be
if
fun.
you just want to DM me on Twitter, and
I'm gonna write it up so I don't forget.
So that being said, hypermobile, you really can't work, because if you bend down to pick up something, your knee joint goes the other direction.
It doesn't go all the other way, but I don't have any cartilage left in the knees, and my back goes out.
So bend not so good. Bend not so. I have weak knees too. I have weak knees. Do I actually snowboard? I wear a brace when I snowboard.
Yeah.
So I know, even though my condition is cerebral palsy, I know about the weak knees factor.
Yes.
So I know about the weak knees factor, and people laugh at me because they say, when do you get weak in the knees? I'm like, if I don't watch it, that's a true statement right there.
Yeah.
That's a true statement right there. You're not kidding when you say, I get weak in the knees.
I'm weak in the knees all the time.
Oh, yeah. Here we are laughing at our disabilities. I mean,
Yeah. You have to take it with a spoonful of humor or it
Yeah.
gets too much.
Yeah, you have to take it with a spoonful of humor. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You have to take it with a spoonful of humor or it gets too much. Now, you're not on any medication for
Oh,
your...
yes, I am.
Oh, yes, you are.
Pain meds.
Pain meds. Oh, boy.
I'm not the kind that make you that alter your brain, but they're pretty strong anyway.
Ugh. Ay, 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 ay. And you have more snow than I do.
Nope, we have no snow right now.
No?
We're waiting for first snow now.
Well,
It's
I don't
late.
know if you can see. I don't know if you can see out my window, but
I can see something white.
that is snow.
Yeah.
That is snow.
Yeah,
So
it's about 2 weeks later.
I can't imagine being hypermobile dealing with snow. I can't imagine.
Yeah. My husband deals with the snow.
You don't. Okay. So, well, do you walk? Are you on an assistive device?
Now I walk. I don't run anymore because I'm too fat to run, but I do walk, yeah.
You
Still.
do walk.
Yes, I walk by my own power.
Well, good on you. One.
The only problem I have is the pain. I can do whatever I want, but I'm gonna suffer for it afterwards.
So does the cold affect your body?
Yes, the autumn and early winter are usually worse than the rest of the year.
Yeah, well, I admit, you guys, those of you who have watched me on my last interview, that I don't like snow, but I adapt to it.
Yeah.
Because of my joints and because of my cerebral palsy.
Yeah.
I don't like snow.
I can imagine it's not very easy when it's icy.
No.
I don't like ice.
Take baby steps.
Yes. Baby steps and use
That's all you have
spikes
to do.
under the shoes.
Well, I don't use spikes. I use baby steps and I'll walk in. So it's
yeah.
It's very.
I have those yak tracks. They're wires that you put on your shoes.
I need to do something along the lines of it.
But it feels a lot safer.
No tires on my walker and something. So
winter tires on your walker. That would be good.
Winter tires on my walker. People keep teasing me about that.
Studded tires.
I don't think there's such a thing. So when did you acquire being hypermobile, I should say?
I've always been hypermobile. Since birth, I was always able to move to the extreme. But the pain came gradually from my early 20s. It increased and it spread to more joints. When the joint moves where it's not supposed to, so off to the side and things, it destroys places where it shouldn't.
Yes, destroys kneecaps and destroys
Back surgery twice because of a herniated disc, things like that.
Well, I've had back surgery twice because of scoliosis, and the first time they almost left me for dead. And so I admit that publicly, and I win, and
They may think you're over, but you prove them wrong.
Yeah, I proved everyone wrong. Well, it was lovely talking to you. I'm actually waiting, and this was the Blab I was waiting on. And so it was lovely talking to you.
Yeah, it was lovely talking to you too.
I want to connect more on Twitter and see if you can help me with my show and do all that.
Yeah. I'll send you a DM. Thank you, Kelly, for being on. Now it's midnight and I have to turn things off. So I hope you've enjoyed this Friday happy hour, and I will be back next week with another one.